a question? The torus field. The torus field. It's diamagnetism within the torus field.
Can you use that tool?
You can't touch my level.
What's the level for?
The horizon will always be at your eye level. No matter how high you go. The horizon, you go to the seashore, you go on Mount Everest, you go in a plane, it will always be at your eye level.
No, if you really look at the flat Earth, though, flat Earth makes more sense.
I agree with you.
But the horizon's only that to the limit.
Because of perspective. Perspective makes that true.
True. But then you can zoom into it, though.
Anybody want to look this up? Any card? You want a card? Anybody?
Can I get like 5 and I'll pass on?
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
Listen, I'll be right back.
We don't want that.
Yes, sir.
Wait, why would other bodies out in space be spherical if we're flat?
Because the Big Bang is not true. This is a totally different idea, totally different model. Okay? But that's why I'm saying you have to look at this and then look at Big Bang and what makes more sense. You're going to have to think critically. You can't just look at a textbook and repeat it back and say I'm smart because I repeated back something somebody told me. You actually have to do experiments. You have to say, okay, on a flat surface, I get a line. So if you take a piece of glossy paper and curve it a little, you get that line down the middle. That's flat. And you get a light bulb. Yeah, I do get the line. That's flat. Now go like this. Now look at the light bulb. What do you get? You get a little spot like this. Reflection on a curve is a spot. Reflection on a flat surface is a line. What is reality? Right there.
How is that?
You might be too young to go down and look at the sunset somewhere, but that's reality. You get a line.
Actually, it's just the way the camera's it's not a full-eyed sense. However, there is something.
Do you have a question? No.
You're an idiot. Be quiet. The Earth is flat.
Don't call anybody an idiot. I'm not calling anybody an idiot. I think this is information you have not been told, and you need to compare it with stuff that you don't know. Just compare it. Look at it. You want one too, sir?
Excuse me, miss. Are you familiar with the tangent circle?
Okay.
And you know if you go small enough that it will look flat?
Yeah.
You know, very small compared to Earth.
So look, let's do 1 degree. Is that where you're headed with this? 1 degree?
No, we're more like 0.00001.
Extremely
Okay.
small.
How big is the equator?
Pretty big.
Shit, I don't know.
24,901 miles is the equator. We have to have
Pointer around.
spherical geometry dictates you must have a formula for that. You must. A formula for the curve. Okay, here it is. However far out it goes, however far down it goes, you have to have a formula for that. So what is the formula?
Factor into the curvature of the Earth.
So we're not doing hills and valleys. That's childish.
Look at the American sniper, and scopes account for the curvature of the Earth. Because when the bullet goes, gravity, or whatever you call, whatever friggin' force that brings it down, that actually wouldn't work. They're the same distance away, but why would it go down?
The weight of the object, but it's not curvature.
It weighs nothing, and if you factor in the force,
That's your ball Earth, and I'm not talking about ball Earth. If you want to do that, you get your own banner, go over there, and you can preach whatever you want. But there is no curvature. There's no curvature. When I go to Wildwood, I can see Atlantic City 32.6 miles away. That should have 681 feet of fall, of drop. And there is no curvature. So you go find me some curvature. You don't like this formula? figure out your own and go find your own curvature and you teach your own children.
Road, isn't it curving?
Do you understand what I'm telling you? You have to know truth.
I agree.
You have to figure it out and know for yourself. You can't just look in a book and think you're smart.
Can I get one of the cards, please? Thank you.
Anybody else want a card?
Yeah, I'll take a card. Yo, I got two here.
Can I get it, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm a major in this.
I have been, I looked into Flat Earth 2.5 years ago. My father was a math teacher and he flew off aircraft carriers. My son is a physics major and he's 32 now. So I'm not stupid. I know how to look into these things. And I'm telling you that there's something to look into with this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What created a flat Earth?
How do you?
It had to be created, but who did that? I have no clue. I'm not telling you either. That's your own personal idea.
God, take it. How do you explain earthquakes? How do they occur?
What does earthquakes have to do with no curvature?
Because there would be floating plates underneath.
No, that's your ball Earth again.
Crust.
You're
Well, that's
stuck
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
ball
How do you
Earth, hon.
disprove how
You're stuck on the
earthquakes
ball
happen?
Earth.
Well, are there no
No,
earthquakes?
the
If we're on a
first
flat
thing you
Earth?
have to determine is there curvature or is there not curvature. Then
Okay.
you go from there.
Okay,
But you're
but,
still
like, we
stuck
have
on the ball.
earthquakes, correct?
You're still spinning
But we
around.
have earthquakes.
Yeah, so
So how do
Anything-
earthquakes occur on a flat Earth?
anything that happens in reality is happening
This is
on.
reality.
Excuse me. But anything that happens in reality is happening on a flat Earth because we don't live on a spinning ball.
Okay. What's underneath?
Look, that guy went back there.
What's underneath if it's
In
flat?
your reality, you can live on a flat
You
Earth.
figure that out and let me know.
So you don't have.
I'm only going, no. I'm only going as far as Antarctica. That's it.
So underneath there's nothing there but just floating mass.
I think that the dome is actually a ball, a sphere itself, the dome, the crystalline dome above us, because that would be the most logical to hold back the water. In ancient writings, it says it's holding back the waters.
I have a question.
So if it was a ball, like a bubble, that would be the most logical, right?
Suck everything in. That's why when you spin a bucket,
Okay.
the water
A ball,
stays.
it will not collapse on itself. The arch, a continuous arch. That's what it is, I think. My personal thought. That's my personal thought.
What
Okay.
is the dome made out of?
Ancient writings say crystalline. I don't know anything beyond that.
Diamonds?
I don't know. Why don't you figure it out? All you have to do is figure out, is there curvature or not? And if there's not curvature, then you got to figure out why not. You got to look into that. Anybody not get a...
Where are the satellites, like GPS location and stuff like that? Where's satellites? How high up in the atmosphere?
Okay, it's all a ground-based system, except that they can bounce signals off the dome. Okay? You have no evidence of satellites up there,
Oh, I know. But how about...
except on a weather balloon.
I saw the thing, the Coriolis effect, but snipers used to calculate trajectory, and you're saying...
That's what you're being told.
Yeah, but that's what they're being taught.
That's what you're
People
being
who fight
told.
for our freedom. And
No,
it's like-
nope, I don't agree with that at all.
It's all right. You know,
No, I don't. Huh?
veteran snipers will say
Thick as what?
How thick is the Earth? Flat? Like,
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that all the waters are flat, and you have to figure out the rest. Things we can't prove, I'm certainly not going to speculate.
what about gravity?
just paper proof.
Pardon?
Gravity?
Gravity takes you to the middle of the ball. It pulls you down. I don't think it's that. I think we live in a torus field, which is like a donut. It's an electromagnetic force field. And I think diamagnetism pushes us down. That's what I think.
It's not even flat anymore. It's a donut.
See, it's not being pulled as we're being pushed.
I can't wait for a mass EMP and see how it hurts. Same. You know, that's
I think it's all going to come out very soon.
That's true. I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Why can't
This flat Earth group is growing. I mean, we are worldwide, and there's millions
I am a member
now.
on the website too.
We're millions, so I mean, it's not going away.
Why hasn't, I mean, obviously you need...
It has never really gone away. It's
need
just
money
been
for it.
suppressed.
I know that.
No, I don't have any money. I'm just out here doing
It takes a lot
this.
of money to research on your own. Let's say you wanted to go to the edge of your flat Earth.
Oh, well, you can't do that. They will shoot you and ask questions later. You can't go to Antarctica. You pay thousands of dollars and they hold your hand and walk you around.
And go west. See how far west you can go.
Yeah, that you just going in a circle. Circumnavigate, circle.
So you're saying when I go from California to Japan,
Even the ball. No problem. See, even if you're looking down on the top of the globe, you're still going in a circle.
Okay.
So it's circumnavigate is the same
So
for both.
if I'm going from California, LAX, to Japan, Tokyo.
Yeah, and say
it's
you're
not a straight
pregnant.
line.
Say you're pregnant and you're going to
I'm a
have
man.
but you're going to deliver a baby.
But I'm not.
Because this actually happened.
Just go with it, dude.
This actually happened. Yeah, he has a closed mind, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You have no imagination. Okay,
Your
look.
imagination.
There was a woman in the Philippines, and she was going to LA, and she was pregnant. She went into labor. Guess where they landed?
And she gave birth backwards.
In the middle of nowhere.
Guess where they landed, smart Alec?
She gave birth backwards.
Los
the middle
Angeles.
of the
You're
ocean.
pointing in California.
Alaska. It's a straight freaking line on the flat Earth map.
So her being pregnant and delivering a baby has nothing to do with going on a straight line.
No, but it was an emergency landing, and they went to the closest place, and that was Alaska.
What about when you're in an airplane and you can like see the turn?
You can? Do you know what field of vision is? Field of view. You can see 3 miles this way, let's say 3 to 12 miles. If you're going like this, it makes a circle, right? So you have been told your whole life since you were in kindergarten that we live on a spinning ball. So you see that circle and you say, oh, that must be the curve. Even though it's not, it's just your field of vision. It's a circular horizon, but it's really flat. If you go down to the shore and you're lower, closer to the earth, it's a real straight line. You can't deny that.
The edge is the ice wall, right?
As far as we know, Antarctica, yes. Some people say there's something beyond that, but I don't know.
So if you're saying they're going to shoot you down, you think there's
Oh, hell yeah.
It is.
they have troops
It's
around
militarily protected.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
What
well,
about Area 51? Why is that military protected?
I don't know.
There are aliens there.
Oh.
I don't know. That could be where they're doing all the big swimming pool, the spacewalks in a big swimming pool. They have a big, huge pool where they put the ISS inside, and then they float around out there. And then that's why we have videos called Bubbles in Space. Air bubbles going up the helmet of the astronaut. Did you ever watch the videos of these astronauts and look in the reflection of their visor? You see scuba divers. What's going on? Come on. You gotta
learn.
They're scuba divers with cameras. And there's doors on the ISS that wobble like this. How would that ever work? And there's something else. You can't have propulsion in an atmosphere of a vacuum. You cannot have propulsion in a vacuum. And how can you have a vacuum of space and high pressure here on Earth and not a physical barrier? There has to be a physical barrier.
What's the barrier made of?
There is no space.
There's no space.
There's no space.
Stephen Hawking was an idiot.
Real.
There's no space. Do not go to Flat Earth Society. Do not go to the Flat Earth Society. It's all got garbage on there. Do you understand?
Wait, that's fake
It's government stuff.
Is that fake?
Oh, yeah, what's the sun?
The sun, I think the sun is a filament.
You think so?
I think it's a filament, and the free-flowing electricity is lighting it up like a light bulb.
You think so?
Holding it up.
That's what I think.
What suspends it?
Wait, so you can
Pardon?
press the
What
top.
suspends it up there?
Okay, did you ever hear of quantum physics?
Yeah.
Where you have a frozen, supercooled disk, and you can suspend it any position, and it'll go around the track without touching it.
But what keeps the sun up?
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that? Okay, then you don't know. So you gotta look it up. You gotta look up these things I'm telling you. This is no joke.
I think not everything has an answer, though.
Are the other stars filaments too?
No, did you ever see the video called Star in a Jar? Did you ever see that? Look it up. It's only 2 minutes long. If you have a jar of this fluid, I don't know what the fluid is, but he directed sound waves at the jar and a star formed, a point of light. And that's all it is, a point of light. Sure. Yeah, you have to be curious. It's a sign of intelligence. If you're not curious about this stuff, you're dumb. Really. You got to be at least curious, right?
I don't think college students are. They've been trained.
I was curious. I gotta go.
I didn't hear. Okay, take a picture, or you know what? Just look up these videos down here. Type that in, and you'll get the 3 favorite videos I have. Now, what did you say?
Oh, no, I don't remember.
All right, you don't want. You're just talking.
Yeah, I'm helping the case.
Sure, you can. Anybody else got a question?
So are the other planets flat as well?
You asked that question. You asked the question because you believe in the Big Bang. And you think that everything is a result of a random explosion. I have to tell you this. And you think all this debris just went out and because of friction, it turned into a spinning ball. And that's why you believe that. But I'm telling you that this is something totally different. It's a flat surface with a crystalline dome over the top. That's totally different.
So it's half. It's half.
Yeah, they mock us every chance they get. They don't want us to go there.
If we break the dome, are we gonna die?
Well, Hillary's still trying to do that, isn't she?
Yeah. I've heard her talk about that a few times. She's trying to arrow one side.
Well, quantum physics says it can be suspended and it can go around on. Did you ever hear the book called Enoch? The Book of Enoch. It's an ancient writing. It's not in the Bible. And that says there are gates that it goes through. There's actually a circuit or a track that it runs on. We can't see it. It's, invisible. I don't know. I've never been up.
Probably on top of it.
It circles around us and it's small and local, more like a flashlight. Yeah. You can feel it. It's warm. Yeah, and you think we got the seasons because of a tilt? Indirect rays make seasons? That's crazy. That's just crazy. I mean, if you really look at the Big Bang model, that's just crazy. That's stupid. I can't, ridiculous. Did anybody not get one of these?
Because every time somebody tries to do something productive and try to make peace or type of knowledge, they always throw that person. You're not allowed to think of yourself. You're not allowed to think.
Right. Gotta think for yourself.
The government's supposed to they always it's like the public.
Diamagnetism, reverse polarity, sound wave limitation. Okay, that's right.
Look into those things. I think it's diamagnetism holding us, pushing us down, not gravity pulling us down. That's why. There's a curvature formula. Make sure you go find some curvature somewhere, but I'm not going to hold my breath. There is none.
Right, that's how they tell it works.
I'm still stuck on the rich people of the world are running the world and placing fear into the hearts of everybody by not telling us that the earth is flat.
Oh, you don't understand the fear thing?
I don't understand.
You don't understand all these.
Like, is Mexico like ahead of the curve? Because they're like they're pushing the immigrants here, or not pushing them here. People want to come here, so they're like they're oppressing their people more. Okay, every time I ask this question, I never get anybody saying that they trust their government. Does anybody here believe everything the government says? You believe that what the government says?
Well, you're probably the first, and I'll just chalk it up to your age. Because nobody I talk to trusts the government. And I don't think you should. You should question everything. We have to pay taxes because they will come after us with guns. You don't get that?
If the world then it wouldn't happen. But how can we build a society without that?
Without guns coming after us? Well, all right, what?
If one of these gets published in a world scientific journal and is proved true, I will donate my left nut.
I don't know that we would want it, but that's okay.
I will donate my left nut, which happens to be round, but I can see that the Earth is not the same here.
Well, actually, it's not. It's an oblate spheroid.
Well, I'll be damned.
Looks more like a football, actually. So anyway, all of them do. They're all the same.
Pretty big.
You know, that's DNA. Oh, yeah, right. So, what was I? What was I? Now you got me all confused here. What's it? Oh, the fear thing.
Yeah.
They want us to be afraid of stuff so we don't look into it. So, what did Obama do? 3 times in speeches, and we knew that there was something. I heard that, and I'm there. Well, why is he saying the Flat Earth Society? Why is he doing that? Every time he said, "Oh, we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society," well, that just made me curious as to why he was even saying that. So, you know, that was another thing. Well, maybe I ought to look into it. You know, why do they do that? It's all designed to mock it, and when you mock things, nobody wants to look into it. Nobody wants to be the outcast. Everybody wants to be most popular, right? Well, I guess I got the short straw because I don't care if people laugh at me. I don't care.
Do you guys think the sun is round?
Well, stare at it for 10 minutes and tell me what you think.
But I'm not there. I can't tell from my perspective.
I can't either. I can't tell either.
What about Mars or the moon? Is that round?
Well, you're saying that because you believe in the Big Bang and everything is round, right? Well, when we look at a telescope, all we see is a 2-dimensional figure. We don't see any spheres. We can't tell if they rotate.
Because of the distance and mathematics proving the fact that...
Well, and we can't see it rotating. And even Saturn, all we see is a circle with 2 crescents on the side. They're making all that stuff up. They embellish.
The moon is embellished. Wow.
No, Saturn.
The Saturn is a sticker. The Saturn's embellished.
That makes more sense than the moon does.
Matt Damon lied in the
What?
Martian.
Come over here and ask me.
So you have like that picture right here of like the moon and the sun, and you said that the sun wasn't really far away; it was like localized.
Right,
Where
right.
do the other planets fit into it?
The other planets are within the dome. Everything is within the dome. They are not millions of miles away. That's not happening.
Or like other stars, like to see the sun.
They're not trillions of miles away. They're within the dome. Actually, we think the stars are embedded in the dome because they never change. They do not change. Did you know what parallax is? Does anybody know what parallax is? Okay, here's parallax. I'm going to teach you what parallax is. Here's one end, here's another end. That's a star here, a star there. Parallax is when you come over here, this one changed places with that one. That's called parallax. There's no parallax with any of the stars. Did you know that? You just learned something. So how can that be over the millions of years that they say? They never change. They have to be embedded, fixed. Like you put a nail on a piece of wood, they're fixed.
Oh my god!
Everybody get a card to look it up? What are you thinking, guys? Can you fall off the edge? Did you hear the edge story or not? Here, this is Antarctica. That's the edge. If you like military, look up Operation High Jump.
I know that.
That's how they got all the equipment there. They had to get cranes and lift it up. Yeah. Operation Fishbowl. That's about the dome. This is the map. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. That's the map right there. In the Boston Library, that map is. Look, all the world organizations that use a flat Earth map, but they leave off Antarctica. Why is that? They don't want you to know it goes around the outside edge. There's a lot of ways they could have put it on there, right? They don't. What is that? Come on, guys. Start thinking.
I have a question.
Okay?
So, why do they lie to us? Like, why?
It's about control.
Okay.
It's control. Did you know that the kings did not let the serfs read?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So, here on my card, what do I say? What's the difference between being educated with lies or being uneducated? Nothing. We still don't know really anything, do we? So they give you a piece of paper based on lies, and you think you're smart. So we're content. They give us a good paying job because we have the paper. Because you know what it really means? We have this paper, we studied, we're in debt. We're in debt, a lot of debt for this piece of paper. And what do we really know? If we got this far with that piece of paper and we didn't figure this out, then we're really blind.
Yeah, but regardless of whether
we're really blind. Okay? No, the thing is, you know what you do? You don't even think about what I say. You just right on to the next thing. It's like
you said it's all lies for this piece of paper, regardless of whether or not it's lies. If it is lies, okay, if it is lies, regardless of whether or not it is, if someone's going to pay you $300,000 a year,
what does it matter? Okay, do you think you're going to get married someday? Okay, so do you want to know if your child is really yours or not? Don't you think truth matters? Don't you think your wife, you want your wife to be true to you? No, it's not. It's about truth. It's about truth. I want my government, okay, I want my government to be true. I want the courts to be true. My family was severely harmed by corrupt courts. Okay? That's another reason why I'm telling truth. You think that's funny?
I'm not.
Don't do that. I said my family was severely harmed by a corrupt court.
I'm curious.
I want you to think.
If it's all fake and it's all lies, if someone, why the hell would someone?
Because life is not worth living if it's just a lie. It's not reality.
But why would they want it to be a lie?
Well, because then they have control, don't they?
But they have control anyway because they have the gun.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, if someone has a gun, I don't care if they're telling the truth or a lie. I'll do what they say.
Yeah. Is that the way you want to live?
I mean, if someone has a gun...
Do you want to live that way? Think. Come on. Don't just argue with me. Don't just try to, make the girl look foolish. Just think for a second. Do you want that world? Do you want that world?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're too far gone then. You're too far gone.
I'm too far gone, everybody. I can't be saved. No, what's on the other side?
You can look this up yourself.
What's on the other side of
the government?
I don't know. I've never been there. I only go as far as Antarctica. There are ancient writings about the black sun. Now, I don't know about that, but yeah, there's ancient writings about that. I have not looked into it.
Black Hole Sun. I think it's a great song.
Well, I'm only, and you know what? Our music industry is in on it.
Our music industry?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they do pay them. Don't you get that? You don't get that. They give them, they give them lots of money for what?
Jay-Z was lying to me all these years.
I think Kanye was right.
Someday things will matter to you, and you'll have to be a man and make decisions.
Did you ever see that?
I never went to Antarctica.
So you believe it without seeing it?
I have this. That's all I know.
Well, we have pictures of the Earth being round too. So what's the difference?
So you're questioning Antarctica being an ice wall? Is that what you're questioning?
Yeah.
Okay. Then look it up. I'm not telling you to believe anything on here.
If I look up the Earth being round, it's round.
No, because those are pictures. That's a picture. That's a picture. It's not an image. No.
Oh, it's not a picture.
It's computer-generated images. That's what we get from NASA.
Oh, okay. And that's like.
Okay. Say now ask an intelligent question and I'll answer it.
Come on. Answer right. No, it wasn't. You're stupid. You're stupid dog.
Did you get one of these guys?
So, like, if a bird flies, your argument is that the fly doesn't keep their own flat?
There's no curvature. You just got here. I can go through this with you a little bit. Step up.
I need to hear it. From right now, the only thing
Okay, so this is a flat Earth map. We get this out of the Boston Library. North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. See all these organizations? World organizations, they use a flat Earth map. And did you know the flat Earth map is in the White House Situation Room and it's in Air Force One too? Okay? But they don't put Antarctica on there. They put these little grape leaves or whatever. They don't want you to know Antarctica goes around the outside edge.
Wait, how is it in the White House?
It's in the Situation Room. You never saw a picture of the Situation Room?
No, that works. That's right.
You gotta look this stuff up. Yeah, I have a picture with Obama sitting there, Hillary, all of them. They're sitting right behind it. There it is. If it is a ball, there has to be a formula for how far out and how far down it goes, right?
Actually, that is right, yeah.
8 inches times a mile squared. It's on your card.
Wait, what? I never paid attention to that.
This is Chicago, 60 miles across Lake Michigan. Okay, that should not be. It should be under 1,700 feet of curvature. You should be looking through the water, and it's not. That's a true picture because we have a guy from our group who went on a speedboat and held his camera on Chicago and went all the way across. Took a couple hours. So yeah, we have good evidence.
Now, what's the biggest argument against this? What would you say, like, to argue the other side? Like how do people aren't thinking? How do people counter your argument? Yeah.
Well, we were all taught the Big Bang. All of us. I was taught the Big Bang. I believed it for 59 and a half years.
So when did you start thinking differently?
2.5 years ago.
What changed your mind?
What changed my mind? Somebody told me that that we never landed on the moon. I say, oh, come on, you're kidding me, right? But I'm very curious. I looked into it. And I
believe that we never landed on the moon.
You look at a picture of the moon landing, and there's no dust on the feet pads. There's supposed to be 6 inches of dust. There's no dust anywhere. There's no blast crater underneath of it from it landing or taking, you know, I don't know. What do you think? You got to look at things. And it's made out of gold foil and tape. That's what it's made.
What about the other countries? Does anyone else do it?
NASA is the same all over the world.
So no one has ever landed on the moon. There's no such thing as space?
You can't land on the moon. You can look right through it. If you look at the moon during the daylight, it's blue. The dark side is blue. You can look right through it. If you look at it at night, you can see white dots in the black part, right? So that could be stars. We're looking right through it.
Do you believe of the moon? Is it a thing?
Do I believe the moon is a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's like a filament.
Filament? Not
Yeah.
like an actual sphere?
Not terra firma. It's not terra firma.
I don't know what terra firma means.
It's not a solid
The
thing.
color of the moon is because of the sun. During the day, the sun reflects it. At night, it's like the ocean.
No.
That's what made it blue.
It's not a reflection. You have to look into that. Why don't you take something I'm saying and say, you know, I'm going to look into that.
No, I'm definitely going to look into it.
I'm on that website. You can send me a message and say, you're full of crap, lady. Go ahead. I don't care.
Well, I can't say that.
All right. Well, then say I'm full of garbage. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about me.
So you're very passionate.
I'm smart. My dad was a math teacher. My son a physics major. My dad died.
Did he believe in it?
No, he died in '99. I only knew this 2.5 years ago. I wish he would have been alive. I could have talked to him about it. He flew off. He was a pilot too. He flew off aircraft carriers. So
what about the people that actually are going to go to the moon, like SpaceX thing?
they're lying.
Like the people that are going to pay like millions of dollars just to go up to the moon, see it, and come back down.
If you had enough money to do that, then you're in the club.
There's people that are gonna know.
You're in the club that you're part of them. Them that lie to get ahead. It's about control. They teach us to tell the truth, but they lie.
Is the sun real then?
The sun, I believe, is a filament, like a light bulb filament.
Is it round?
Just a big one. It looks like a circle to me, but I don't think it's a sphere.
Might not be a sphere.
I can't tell it's here. Did you get one of those? I can't tell it's a sphere. Can you?
The rest of the planet.
So you're not
Well,
sure the sun's really half.
you can look at any other planet and you can see a two-dimensional flat circle, but you can't see if it's a sphere.
You can't see if it's a sphere, but
Now, somebody here, I'll tell you this story. I talked to two astronomers, and they both said, I can see Jupiter rotating. I'm there, how do you know that? He said, I can see the red dot move from the left to the right. I said, did you ever think that it could possibly be a red orb? A red translucent orb? He said, I never thought of that. Did you know when the eclipse happened, there was an airplane that went up and they were filming the eclipse from up above in an airplane? This one guy caught 5 orbs. 5.
Where's the moon?
isn't that just
So there's orbs up there they're not telling us about. Now what are they? And how do you get a blood moon? There are translucent objects up there. Yeah.
Also, the moon is real.
The moon is real, you can see it. But what is it? It looks like a circle to me, but I don't think it's a
So
sphere.
when the shadow goes on it, you know how the moon's like a.
Nah.
How's
The earth never gets between the sun. No. Look up Rahu and Ketu. Those are two ancient descriptions of orbs up there.
So how does it look like a nail? It's not round.
A what?
You know how the moon looks like a nail sometimes when the shadow's on it?
A nail?
like when you don't see the whole thing?
Oh, a crescent. A fingernail. Oh, I thought you meant nail.
It looks like a sphere.
Yeah, but it
The
could
shadow
be
won't able to hit
it could be an orb that's blocking it. A round thing that's coming in. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I can't go up there. Everybody get a card to look this up.
I did not get a card.
Pardon? Sure.
Oh my God.
Just look into it, guys. I mean, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.
But don't tell anybody, if you believe this, don't tell anybody, you won't get a good job. I'm not kidding.
So should we not believe you then?
No, you don't believe anything.
Believe this, shouldn't we tell
No.
anybody because they won't believe us?
It
But
depends.
you believe it.
It's your
So you're telling
responsibility. I'm telling you
shouldn't believe
because,
There's a flaw in your logic.
excuse me,
And there's a couple.
excuse me. Do you want me to answer that or are you just going to mock me?
I'm going to continue to mock.
Well, you can get your own banner and go over there and preach whatever you want. But I don't want to be mocked here. I'm just sharing information.
Yeah, if you didn't want to be mocked, don't put up a sign.
Yeah, what should I say? Closed-minded people not welcome? You wouldn't have been welcome.
I just don't.
No, you don't have to be tough with me. I'm here doing my own free will and volunteering. Jordan. Oh, basketball player Jordan. Oh.
I think it makes a lot of.
Did everybody get one? Yes, yes. Did you get one of these? Did you want one of these? Everybody else has one. Sure you can. Please type that in and you'll get my videos that I like the best. Did you ever hear this before? Oh, look at your shirt. See this vector, the red vector? That's on every NASA around the world. Look that up. They're all the same. One NASA is the same as all the rest.
So what's stopping me from saying the Earth is a dinosaur?
Get your own banner, go over there, and you can preach whatever you please. I don't care. But you have to have evidence. I have a ton of evidence. I got 200 proofs.
But the evidence is flawed.
Well, that's up to you.
That is debatable. The evidence is flawed.
Do you have a question?
No.
Anybody want this?
My dog chases his own tail.
Guys, oxygen in there.
Sort around some behavior in there. Sort around some flat.
Look, even if you don't agree with this, if you look into it, you'll be much smarter because you'll have studied it. Okay, you'll be able to reason and logic. What?
Studying false information doesn't make you
No, but deciding what is false, that will make you smarter. And it just might be that you decide that the Big Bang is false. You guys want to look this up?
Let me see what y'all talking about over here.
Yeah, we're popular, right? What is your biggest like problem with this?
The fact that it's false.
No.
I'm all for the spreading of education.
Pick one thing.
I'm all for the education
Pick
of
out
people.
the issue. Pick out the issue on this.
Well, that's
bag.
right.
What is?
The water.
This?
Because that's not how water moves.
This is water.
That's not how water moves.
Correct.
My
Correct.
question is, how does that
Now wait, I asked him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Well, good. That's all right. You're next. Okay.
Well, consistent and repeatable, that means the same thing. That's been proven from math that you guys say is false. What comes up must come down. It comes down if it can't escape Earth's gravity. What's that? It's inconsistent because of the fact they're different masses. Those are two different pictures taken by two different satellites, so that's why they're different.
No, same diameter.
I don't know
Same
what
diameter.
because the picture. It has to do with the zoom of the picture.
Same diameter.
It has to do with the
Same.
zoom of the picture.
Relationally, it has to be the same. And this is, you're not right here, because consistent and repeatable are not the same thing. When you're talking about gravity, and we look at a picture like this, gravity is consistent, right? So where's the centrifugal force? It can't be different from here to here. There's no centrifugal force acting on us.
There is.
Really? Then why isn't there water?
Why would they lie about the Earth being flat?
Control.
But
If
what's
they
the
can
difference?
fool us, they can rule us.
All right, but but they used to think was bars. They used to say the Earth was flat. So what made them change?
Nobody ever stopped saying the Earth was flat. It's just the wrong people are in power now.
Like
If
Trump.
I say the Earth is flat,
No, for the last
that means
100
I'm no
years.
longer bound to the United States government.
If you say the Earth is
If I
flat,
say the Earth is flat, the guns you were talking about earlier, the guns that they're holding to my head, if
The
I say the
IRS.
Earth is flat, wait, the IRS? No, the IRS isn't on this.
oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my
So
God!
are you
wow.
saying that the Earth goes?
But
up
not
like
everybody knows. Not everybody
So
knows.
the guns that the IRS are holding to my head,
Bro,
if I
bro,
say
bro,
the Earth
bro.
is flat, do those guns disappear? John, hit it with the facts. Do the
What?
guns disappear?
Bro, the
No,
FBI
what are you
agent
talking
only
about?
watches through your computer, bro. It's never gonna stop, bro.
Wait.
I just have a question.
I got my question.
The Earth is
Look it up.
round.
Here, you want
If
one of
it's
your own?
flat, how do you walk around the Earth? How do you sail around the Earth?
This is a flat Earth map in the Boston Library. North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge.
So what you're saying is, so when you go like this, like on a video game, you just disappear and start back again on this side.
Wait a minute. You're talking about video games? I'm talking
saying,
about reality.
How do you get from
Come
this
on.
side of the world to this side of the world?
You circumnavigate.
Can I see this?
Circumnavigate.
The Earth isn't
You
flat.
throw that and you're in trouble.
I'm not. I'm just saying this proves the Earth isn't flat. This is an example you brought of a round
Really?
Earth.
Anybody can just make
It's still curvature.
That was good, wasn't it? I like that.
I think you're supposed to squish it like this. But I don't understand.
Yeah, you circumnavigate.
If you go here, how do you get here? That's what I'm asking.
So if we also
Eddie, this is north.
Yeah.
This is south.
Yeah.
Anytime you go south, you're going to the out. S-O-U-T-H. Out is south.
So when you go here, what happens?
You get to Antarctica.
But then when you go past Antarctica, what's that?
I don't go past Antarctica. I don't go past
That's
Antarctica.
when you lose me.
No.
Because when
No.
you go, my man's Amelia Earhart did this in the plane. You went around.
Yeah. Where are all those explorers that went to Antarctica?
They're dead.
Yeah. How'd they get dead?
You need to be funded.
How'd they get dead?
This shouldn't go past Antarctica.
How did
It's
they
just
get
on the other
dead?
side.
Convincing performance. Don't
What?
quit acting school. You're doing very well.
Do you know who the actor is? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Who's that?
He's an actor. He's an actor. He's an idiot.
Can I get $1?
Don't quit your day job. I gotta keep
I got $1. Look, I got $1.
Is there like still a core in the middle?
You were,
FBI agent, but she's
hey, if you go on that website, you'll find my videos and you're all on it.
I'm suing. I ain't signed up. My face is better be blurred. I didn't sign up for this. I ain't signed up for this.
It's a public place. I'm allowed the video.
That's fair enough.
Just look it up. Just look it up.
I'll be honest, you're some next level type genius.
What?
You're some next level genius.
You think?
I think so, because like,
I love you.
I love you too. Like at first, I was really thinking like the Earth is round, but I never been in Antarctica, so
You
I
gotta
wouldn't know.
study this. You still don't know
But look,
unless you look
in
into
an
it.
anti-gravity situation, this would occur. But in a gravity situation, it's like this because of gravity. So this isn't never. This isn't in an anti-gravity situation.
I don't think gravity
What
exists.
you were saying? So what's keeping us?
Gravity does not exist.
So what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's you being dumb about your phone in the dirt.
That is fact. She got you there. She got you there.
I can afford to buy another one.
All right.
Please explain to me how the earth is flat.
Okay.
I'm watching myself.
No, we're sitting in there. This is called gravity.
No, that's a flat Earth society. That's a controlled opposition thing. Don't listen to that.
So what keeps us grounded?
Okay, gravity pulls to the center of the ball.
Yeah, you say that.
You cannot interrupt me.
Don't interrupt my man. Let her go ahead. We don't talk to ignorant fools.
Okay, they say gravity pulls to the center of the ball. I don't think that. I don't think it's gravity. Yes, there is a rate of fall. You can use the same formula.